I'll be there also.
On what day?
19th. Where that building's
Okay.
at.
Oh, yeah.
The zoning. Zoning.
Zoning.
We're going to call the meeting, special meetings to order to discuss the current ordinance issue. And so you asked for an extension until this evening so we could talk about the dog situation at your address. And so here we are to be able to discuss that as you requested.
Okay.
And so what is your official request based on the current ordinance that's been issued, a violation?
You
that's been
asked
issued?
for documentation, I've got the documentation.
Okay, has that been given to the police department also?
Nobody's done anything. You asked for documentation, I got it. Here it is.
Is the dog still at the residence?
Yes. Upstairs, downstairs, on a chain behind the fence. Not able to reach the road.
So this is the proof of rabies vaccination.
Whatever they gave, whatever's there. There's more.
Did we test the dog for rabies?
No, that's just the vaccine.
She'd be foaming at the mouth if she had rabies.
So we didn't test for rabies then?
I have no idea. This is what they handed to me.
Did you ask him to test, or did you ask him just to get the vaccine? That's a legitimate question.
I wasn't there. I've been sick in bed. Matter of fact, when I leave here, I'm going to the ER. I have no idea. It's supposed to have been gone a long time ago today, and I didn't go.
I'd have to look at the report again, but I think it said proof of shots and proof of rabies is what the letter said to the homeowner.
Team order.
Do you need the, here's for this instance, this is the packet that I have.
That's just, this is vaccine. But that's
I
just
believe,
vaccine.
that's just, the police report should be in there as well.
That's like
You have the code handy.
Suzanne,
What did you ask for?
doesn't mean other shots.
Oh, right here, sorry, yes. Yes.
This doesn't mean other shots, so that
No,
just means
that's
it's
just-
Suzanne.
Yeah.
5-6.
So this says it got a rabies shot. Did it need,
Yeah,
it didn't need any
5-6.
other shots then? It doesn't show.
Whatever Randy handed me. This is not my dog. I'm just the homeowner. So here's all the paperwork that they handed me. He handed me.
It says they had got
It
the
just shows
nails
that
trimmed.
he got the shot on 5-6.
And it got a wellness exam, which I don't think includes shots.
It did include shots.
A
He paid
wellness,
$240.
They got a shot on 5-6.
Just a rabies
the
shot.
rabies
Yes,
shot.
The rabies shot.
That's about,
Right. When was the fight?
Last Friday?
no,
No,
isn't that
weeks before that.
Well,
Isn't
not,
the date
yeah.
on that
But it-
violation?
2 weeks ago?
What's the ordinance say?
9105.
No, what's it say?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to. I'm still piece through it here.
May 1st, Friday.
Are you needing something else, Jason?
So this
Just to
Friday will be
see
2
where it
weeks.
talks about the timeline.
Here's the whole animal nuisance right there.
Reaction to
Oh, so he decided to do lead control over that map. You see that, Mike?
I don't know what the other two are.
They did that over the other ones.
We prioritize, we control over, I don't know what those stand for.
So they decided it needed,
Leptospirosis. This up a little bit.
so they decided it needed help with fleas versus the other things first.
I have no idea. It's a factor of money. So I mean,
I think that's
You know,
kind of.
he could go back and get the others. I thought that's what they got. That's what it was told when I called back. I didn't know he got the flea tick.
Is the state law just a 10-day quarantine?
Yes.
And that's it? No proof of...
I don't think they require
The
it.
way I read it was that, yeah, the 10-day quarantine, proof that he did already have rabies, and then current shots.
That one just says.
No, he
that-
said he told the officer at the time he didn't have rabies shots.
So that makes it more
So
crucial.
they did get that though.
They didn't, right, but that's what
Which
it
he got one.
covers.
He got the rabies vax on 5/6. It says he appeared healthy to receive the vaccination.
It was a she, and she's old dog.
So it didn't have the vaccine at the time, which is a violation, so, as well. It's now up to code, but it was not at the time of the incident.
That's how I understand it,
Yep.
yeah.
I read it over.
No, I don't need to see it again.
See this one?
So, obviously we're ill, we're unable to stay for the full last meeting. And requested this secondary
Excuse me,
meeting.
I'm going to ask you a question. I don't know who anybody is here.
Okay.
Anybody? I came in here last time. I don't know anybody. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
We're the
I
town
barely
clerk.
know. Right, but I don't know who none of you are. Yeah, I have to introduce myself as me, but you all, I don't know
Jason
who you
Fisher,
are.
906 East Fifth Street.
Okay,
Mike Brewer. Mike Sanders.
Michelle
I
Sorrell.
thought you looked familiar. Who?
Michelle Sorrell.
Okay,
Lisa Stroll.
thank you.
Can you go? Go ahead.
Okay. And so you requested the secondary meeting.
Because I'm ill.
And we
I'm
understand
ill
that.
last time. I'm
And
ill right
unfortunately,
now.
okay, we understand that. That's why we gave, I don't know if that or not, the extra meeting with that
Mhm.
understanding. And so we were able to confirm that the dog did not have its correct vaccinations before the bite. And it's been quarantined. And I gave my opinion at the last meeting that unfortunately, my opinion is we need to follow the ordinance, and the dog needs to leave the town of Fowler limits. And however that may be, so. But with that said, I'm one of 5, and so with your request of the secondary meeting, what is your purpose of? Do you want to keep the dog? Do you
It's not my dog. He wants to keep his dog.
Okay, but Judy, you're responsible for
I-
anything that's
and
on
I
that
understand
property.
it's my own, and I've yelled at him. I've talked to him until I'm blue in the face. I
Well,
mean,
all right, why don't we just put it to the,
I'm ill
Okay.
right now. I'm
Okay,
gonna leave
well, I
here. I'm
understand
burning up.
then
I'm sick right now. I want to go to the ER. I don't want to be here. I don't
Right.
feel good.
and we understand that. We don't want to necessarily have
And I
to
don't
have
see
you
the
here.
dog have to leave either. You know, if the dog was like going after the woman like real viciously, I would understand. And all I see in the video is that she went like this. That's what I saw.
Hey, remember
That's what I
showed you
saw.
the picture.
And I don't need to see the picture
That's not a nudge.
unless you want to send it to me.
That's not a nudge.
Abstain.
All right, I'd say let's go ahead and put it to a vote.
The dog is behind the gates. It can't reach to the street or to the sidewalk. It is behind the best I could do with the fencing.
You guys can vote, I need to abstain.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and follow the ordinance and have the dog removed from the town limits.
I'll second.
On the motion in a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
It passes in 3. So
I don't know why you guys had me come. You were gonna do this. Y'all had your mind made up anyways. Are you done with me now? Do you have anything? Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we are, goodbye.
So
Thanks,
how
Joe.
long does she have to get rid of it?
It should have been from the 10-day period, which
Well, we
should be
extended
passed.
it.
Should have been Sunday.
So we could give them
Would be
from the-
today,
I
wouldn't
would
it?
give
It was
them
the 10th.
personal
So it was her
service tomorrow
compliance
in
date.
72 hours or 240.
Yeah, I wouldn't do 10 days again.
No,
No.
yeah,
No.
that's-
Yeah, but
I think
this week
72 hours
sometime,
would be
yeah,
right.
they probably have to make some arrangements.
Say by Friday,
They
End of business day,
procrastinated
Friday.
on that. Yes.
and
Friday.
let's just have the police department serve that letter.
I was just gonna say, do we need to hand
Yeah.
deliver
Yeah.
that to make sure they got it and it needs to be signed for?
Thanks. We can do that. That would be the best recommendation.
Isn't that the same dog that already had an incident?
We don't know. We're told that it bit somebody else, but
Not this week, I mean, or last week, I mean like 2 years ago, is that the one we shot
different
at?
dog, I think.
Oh,
German
okay.
Shepherd.
They have two dogs, and they apparently, from what Clayton said, because they're neighbors, the way I understand it is the two dogs also don't get along, and they have to even separate the dogs.
Well, that counts,
So,
that's a vicious
That's
animal,
vicious,
Yeah. and then they
By
also have the
definition.
sticker on the door that says
I saw that.
beware. Yeah,
Sign
beware
on the
dog.
door.
But she said that was a joke.
But kind of ups the ante when your dog is actually biting people.
Kind of makes it
Yeah.
real.
And people don't put that on their window unless
Yeah.
there's.
To simplify this process, can we amend this ordinance at some point soon to reflect that it needs a negative rabies test within that quarantine period?
So.
I guess
proof
that's one
that
thing
it
we
was
need to discuss.
vaccinated before the bite,
Or
and
Proof,
proof
yes.
that it's still negative for rabies after the bite.
do we want to do and or? Because if it's got the if it's current on the rabies vaccine, then it shouldn't have rabies. That again,
Correct.
10-day quarantine. I would say do it as an or. If it is not current on shots.
That one
then-
piece of paper from the vet said, so how many, you have to get the rabies every year?
Depends.
Because that piece of paper
That's-
made it sound
Whatever
like you have to
within
get it
its-
every
within
year.
the
It's a financial
It's a
thing.
prescription,
It's a
yeah.
3
I
and
get
then a
mine.
1 year booster.
It's a 3-year rabies shot.
Personally,
Oh, so you
So
can get
it's-
different ones.
You can get different ones. So
Okay.
I'm assuming it's a financial thing. They only did it 1 year because it's cheaper than the
There's
3-year
a state
shot.
law that says you have to have
Okay.
your dogs
he
current
asked
on
if
vaccines.
dogs have to
Right.
be registered with the town anyway, so they don't
So however
have
we
to
can
be
reflect that, I think would be good as an
So-
update.
In some of the, in the email with the 2 ordinances attached, there's one that describes the enforcement procedure, and I'll make that tweak to the animal nuisance. So it'll say proof that there was vaccination within the preceding year or a negative
test.
rabies
Yeah.
test. After the-
And then it would probably be good for us. I think we should send something with the put it in the newsletter and on social media, since that's all people look at, and then in the mailings that people have to have dogs.
Yeah, you might bring up
So-
the town registry too.
Yeah,
Audubon had this
Registration.
program where they have to register at the town hall every year and
Right.
prove all of that. It's work though, just so you know, and if it's an aggressive dog, they literally got down into, it had to have like an orange collar on it or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And they had the collars at the town hall for all the different sized dogs
Oh, my.
for like $5.
We just have little tags with numbers on
Yeah.
them, so.
So,
But that
can't
put
even stroke on the
the
dog.
neighbors on notice that you're dealing with an animal that's aggressive.
Oh, because it's bright orange and,
Mhm.
okay.
So no fault on either side. Also, it's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but anything to do with the life safety issue, a dog bite, typically the police are involved anyways. But Sean's not necessarily immediately here, so I think if the police take it, they should deal with it all the way through. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
I think typically we don't have this problem, so it's not like
Well,
it's.
they can enforce ordinances just as well as Sean can.
Yeah.
And if they've got to take the report, they might as well take it all from the get-go.
Especially with something that's like this, like Landon
Yeah.
went to take care of the dog and he had to spray it on the
Mhm.
second dog bite. So,
Mhm.
so
So is that family working on getting
Yep, that's
it
all,
out of?
that's handled, Landon handled it.
Okay.
Yeah, he saw it through, he'll touch base
Cool.
with them, and
How was the
When they
child that
complain.
got bit?
I don't know.
Don't know,
I don't
okay.
think it was very severe, it did
Okay.
break some skin, but not
Okay.
But a bite's a bite, so I really shouldn't diminish it.
Yeah.
A bite's
No,
a bite.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, because you just never
Nudge,
know.
nip, bite, or otherwise.
Yeah. Or nudge, okay.
And then, not dog bite related, I may have missed it, the dumpster that's on Fifth Street.
Yeah.
Is that,
It's gone.
it's gone, I guess I didn't know
Okay.
that. It was there earlier.
Yeah.
but-
The
okay, so
arrows
that's fine, so.
were still there, but they did a
Okay.
big job today, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw them the last week or two cleaning
Good
stuff
to see
out, so I
progress,
was
good to see
excited about
progress,
that.
but
The
no,
barrels are still,
parking
I need to
for
talk to John tomorrow.
a business, so.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good to see,
Mm-hmm.
Well, are they gonna have to get another one of those?
They're probably gonna get a couple.
probably.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's basically a semi.
So hey,
Mhm.
they're making progress. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, one on 8th Street. They've got people going through the house.
Oh,
Wearing Tyvek suits,
The one
and
over here.
respirators, and yeah, Rod was out there this afternoon. So they're moving on that.
Which ones?
Kelly.
Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
Kelly.
Kelly's.
Did she
Right
give you
across
that
the
phone
street
number?
A
from
dilapidated garage fallen in,
Court.
it's set
Oh.
back on the lot, and then a
Yeah.
really dilapidated house.
They just tore the one down next to it.
And
Yeah.
Rod Green and Jeff Kelly are swimming some deal where that'll be Rod's, and he's gonna be getting rid of the garage like we wanted, and boarding up a window, and then later, and I think he means like this summer, he'll take the house down and just have a clear lot, because the house is not worth saving.
Well, that'd be great then, they take it
And
down.
then Keating Homes owns the lot right next to that was Cecil
Hardens.
Murray's, where there was a fire and that house was torn down. Rod tore that down. And Keating would then own that, and Rod, I don't know what his plans are, but he may sell to Keating or may build something
That
there.
garage is out there.
Is that the house that's by the park, that fire?
No, this is
No.
down on 8th
With
Street,
Cackley's.
probably, yeah, from Jamie Cackley's business, probably
Oh,
in 3
okay.
lots.
Because I noticed on a golf cart ride yesterday that the house that's across from the park,
Yeah.
the 2-story
Dan
that's.
Carter bought that. He's gonna fix it up or something.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Barnado's
Is that
house.
that one is?
Yeah.
Who'd you say
Who bought it?
Dan Carter.
I noticed the vehicles were gone, right?
Yeah. Looks a lot better.
So it's behind Daly's.
Oh,
station.
really?
Mhm.
There's
I haven't
two
been up
or
there.
3 still.
Oh,
Are they still there?
They, one of his daughter called last week. Yes, last Friday, and they're working with L&M
L&M, yeah.
to get rid of the last remaining ones also.
Yeah, they came and got a couple the other day.
Also.
Good.
okay.
Okay. Did anything else?
Do we want to talk about the Budrow on FS Heritage and the gas?
the
We were
gas.
talking about
Yeah.
that.
We can.
Lee was wanting to switch over to FS Heritage, and when we very first brought it up, we talked about each department could make their own decision, but then we talked about maybe we should just make it the same, which I'm kind of thinking we should make it all the same. But-
The research that I got with the county was really, and the one gentleman discussed it, was that you can't bid pricing really, I don't think, and make it fair. The other discussion was if we bid it from year to year, we may get people less likely to bid on it because they don't want to switch equipment out every year if somebody gets something.
I agree. Like I think that would be too much work and time to bid equipment out all the time. No.
I was expecting like they were gonna have some variable price that said like
Right.
Yeah.
so much over some standard price. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, it's
If that's the
akin to
case,
service.
just so we can just have everybody do their own.
Did you, when you talked to me about that at first, you mentioned they needed to supply like pumps and tanks to store them?
Yeah, I think that's one part is if we switch, they bring all new, or they swap out whatever is needed on with their stuff.
That's what
They provide-
Brad or Brad
John.
John?
Or, no, Brad Budrow.
Yeah, that's what he was saying about switching out.
Yeah.
So which departments need tanks?
Well, Lee Clemmy said
There's three
he wants to
spots.
switch out.
Police, and both street highway and then, yeah.
And Lee said that he thought Clayton mentioned to him that Clayton wanted to switch to FS Heritage.
Okay, so sewer, water, well, sewer, street, and police.
Right. Or if that's the case, everybody's want to switch, do we want to just make a vote and make the switch to FS and be done?
Did
Or do
John
we
say
wanna
he
stay with
wanted to
Keystone?
switch?
I don't know,
I
John,
don't-
did
I
John
don't- John
mention
said-
it?
I don't think John
I don't
wants
know
to
if John
switch.
mentioned it.
I don't think it matters to Clayton. I think whatever you guys decide.
Mhm.
I think he's indifferent,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know that for a fact.
So, I don't know if we need to ask John, or if he didn't say anything because he doesn't care, because he didn't.
Well, I think when Brad was here, I
That was
thought
the other
he
thing.
said he was fine. Like, he's never had any issues, so he was
Yeah.
fine staying with.
Yeah.
How big are those tanks? Are those 500 gallon or bigger?
Probably at least.
Probably, I would say 500s. It's probably the easiest.
Yeah.
So.
At least 500 gallons. No, it's gotta be bigger than that.
So John
Unless
has
they
two,
got
one for diesel, one for gas.
Probably, he may have off and on road. Diesel, I'm not sure how much they go through. So.
Is there another tank out by the park too? You know, there's that little lane for something out there. And we get an invoice maybe once every 9 or so months about a tank out there.
It's for a generator.
It's for a generator. Okay.
Oh, for the
Is
Well-
that something that would also have to be?
we probably own that tank. I would guess if they say with the generator. So.
Well, I thought John said we owned the tank in
Does
the
it?
street too.
I don't think so.
Bill
So
said-
that's
I think
uh,
they're on
Keystone's.
Keystone.
I
Were
think
they
they're
all
all
500 gallon that we were talking about, or did he say one of them needs to be bigger?
I think the town would be better off buying their own stuff, and then you can pick and choose whoever has the best price and be done with it. Because you probably need double wall tanks anyways.
How old do you
That's
think
an
those
option.
tanks are now?
Wouldn't necessarily matter, I guess.
Who owns the tanks right now?
Keystone.
Is that, I mean, I don't know if we would need, is that something that we can have FS Heritage do then? For Brad, and then we buy the tanks, or when we
Yeah.
go with
You can
them,
get
it's.
fuel on from whoever.
Mm,
You can actually do it both ways. If we provide the tank, they provide the tank.
Yeah. We can just wait till the next meeting when all the department heads are here.
They can get all the, have them just get everything fuel tank related, even the generators, so we can confirm. Because if the generators at the well pumps have their own tanks, whether they're standalone or not, I don't know. I guess we'll need to know that. So.
Where are the other generators? There's one at the park.
Each pump station's got one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Each.
There's probably
There's 4 lift stations, I believe.
Those,
No,
the
those
other
are
one's
Sean.
Sean. Oh. No, I promise you she ain't taking that one.
Okay, then, so we'll wait till the next meeting when all the department heads are here and we'll discuss it again.
And maybe more tanks than what we think if we're gonna do, if we do decide to do everything, so.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, if whether they're owned by us or if they're small tanks for the generators, so.
Do we wanna have that meeting before, do we need Capstone and FS Heritage back in here, or wait?
I'd say just make our own decision and go with it.
Okay. Alright,
So, based on that, that's being passed around, I would recommend that Sean get his own, get a phone
Town
from
phone.
town.
Yeah.
So,
Is there any discussion on letting the police department do the ordinances,
As far as,
taking it over?
I would be fine with that.
so the reason they originally didn't want to do it, did something happen a long time ago? Or is that just the way it's always been?
Just didn't have the time.
there was less staffing, I
Yeah.
think was one big thing. And they were short, that was another thing that brought it up.
I don't think we'd have this issue.
That's, I
We
can
didn't
Are
have
we,
this issue.
are we gonna get rid of the code enforcement officer?
Police are doing all the ordinances, there'd be no need to.
Macy does
I was gonna say,
90% of the ordinance
yeah.
violations.
it all passes pretty much through me, so
Yeah.
I made a Word document that Sean uses. It's just a fillable document.
Mhm.
So he drives around and he tells me what's wrong. It comes to me. I draft the letter, I send the letter. It's highly time inefficient, especially things for grass, trash cans, things of that nature. It would be far easier if you divided the town up in 5 zones, had each officer take a zone. When they're out doing their thing, they can just handle it right then, right there. Obviously, I would still be more than willing in the clerk's office to do what we need to do behind the scenes, but it would just
But not
be
having
way
a
more
separate
efficient.
person drive
It's
through
we're
the whole.
involving 3 departments on something that could be handled by 1 and a half.
Makes sense.
So I think that it's, I think it could be handled far more efficiently if it were just, you cut out, unfortunately for Sean, cut out that position and have, that's just my unsolicited opinion.
How many hours a week does he average?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense unless we want to talk to Lee and see what his opinion is, or
That's just something to think
The
about.
police has done it for years. We did it when I worked here. With the exception of when Sean's been done, it's the only time the police department never done it.
and we had Sean do it when we were shorthanded.
And Brad
I did it
before.
for 4
Brad
months.
did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But especially if we're gonna have 5 officers, it's.
That's just something to think about.
What, Brad? I mean, it makes sense unless I'm missing something. What do you think, Brad, since you did it?
I think that you have to want to do it to do it good.
Are you ever going to find anybody that wants to knock on people's door and say your house looks
No. I mean,
bad, fix it?
the reason why it got taken away from the police is because nobody was happy with that. And then it's just going to be a revolving door. So,
But we've got 5 employees that can divide the town up and make a lot lighter
so I mean,
work
it's
of it.
been 10 years ago. So,
Or we'll have 5 hopefully.
Have we gotten any applications?
Yeah. I think next week's the deadline. I think what he said, 12 applications.
Yeah, Friday isn't it?
It might be the end of this week. Yeah.
It might be this week, yeah.
15th of We'll have that conversation next time with Lee, or
I think so. I think we should bring it up to him and let him weigh in.
Anything else for the good of the order?
I don't think so.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 thank you.
What time is that meeting? That's here,